You don't actually have a dirty house problem. You have a cleaning routine problem. Once I changed how I clean, my house stayed cleaner with way less effort, and I want to show you exactly what I wish I knew sooner. The first step is find the invisible dirt. Your house isn't getting dirty again fast. You're just not cleaning the invisible dirt. Invisible dirt is what makes a house feel sticky, dull, or just never fully clean, even right after you've cleaned it. So think things like light switches, baseboards, cabinet handles, door frames. All of these areas are common for people to go blind to. It happens to me constantly. You have oils from your hands, dust, soap scum, grease. It's not big messes, it's just layers of every life that slowly build up without you noticing. You get busy with life and the dirt almost becomes invisible. One day you might open your eyes and realize there's more that needs cleaning than you thought. What happens when you start adding these areas to your routine? Rooms smell cleaner for longer, you get less dust buildup over time, and cleaning feels easier because the buildup doesn't pile on. So, for a couple of years, my family, mainly myself, was getting sick almost every month. I panicked and thought I had something seriously wrong with my immune system. I started disinfecting doorknobs, light switches, and things that people touch on the daily, and added these areas to my normal weekly routine, and noticed that I actually wasn't getting sick as often. So, next time you clean, really look at the room around you and notice dirt and dust that you would normally be blind to. The next thing is dry first, wet second. So, most people think cleaning is just wiping things down, but the order you clean in actually changes the result. If you start with wet cleaning, you're not actually removing dirt, you're just moving it around. When you go in with a wet cloth first, dust turns into a paste that causes streaking, smearing, and a cloudy film on some surfaces. Have you ever wiped down a table and had to keep wiping because it just wasn't getting clean? That's the result of not dry removing the dust prior to using a wet cleaner. Dry dust surfaces first and then spray cleaner or disinfect it second. This way, your cleaner is actually working on grime and not fighting dust. It's the difference between removing dirt and spreading it. Another habit that completely changed how I keep my house under control is something I call always be moving. Now, this doesn't mean constantly be cleaning or working nonstop. It just means I stop wasting those in between moments. It's not about cleaning every second of the day. It's about using small pockets of waiting time that usually get wasted. So, most of us have these little 2 to 5 minute gaps all day long, and they add up more than we realize. If I'm microwaving something, instead of standing there staring off into space, I'll wipe down the counter, or I'll get a few dishes done, or run the vacuum in the kitchen. Waiting for water to boil is also another small pocket of waiting time that you could use to get ahead. Waiting for your morning coffee to brew is another one. It's not about doing more, it's about making better use of your time you have already. Those small moments prevent mess from building up and into a big cleanup later. You're not adding cleaning time, you're distributing it throughout your day. Next up, you want to focus on the hot zones first. When a house feels overwhelming, the hardest part is knowing where to start. Hot zones solve that problem because they remove the decision making. So look around and think about where your hot zones are. Maybe it's your kitchen that is always in disarray, or your entryway, like me, for example. Hot zones are your drop zones. You're not looking at the whole house that needs cleaned, you're just starting where the mess is most obvious and most impactful. I personally love to start in my kitchen or my entryway because those are usually the rooms that need more attention than others. I like to think of the kitchen as the heart of the home, and so when the kitchen is clean and tidy, the rest of the home automatically feels so much better. The goal isn't to clean everything at once, it's to gain momentum. And focusing on the hot zones gives you instant visual progress. I don't start with the whole house, I start with what makes the biggest visual difference the fastest. The next two go kind of hand in hand. So the first one is cleaning efficiency. What used to slow me down was constantly walking back and forth, grab a spray, go back, forget something, need another product, go get it, come back. It was really not efficient and it was wasting more time and energy than actually cleaning. So I started bringing everything with me to that room that I might need to get it cleaned. Now, if you have the space, keeping the cleaning products in the designated room is a great idea. Unfortunately, I don't have the space, so I keep the cleaners kind of organized under my kitchen, the sink by room category. Think like this: the less I have to leave the room, the faster I actually finish the room. And now let's talk top to bottom reset. Stop wasting your time cleaning your house in the wrong order. Most people clean randomly. Pros clean in order so dirt doesn't fall onto already clean surfaces and nothing gets forgotten. If you think about it, professional cleaners have a time slot, right? They might be hired for a 2 to 4 hour clean, and so if they are constantly having to re-clean areas that they have already cleaned, they aren't going to make their time frame. And even worse, if dirt falls on already clean surfaces and it goes unnoticed, the clients aren't going to be very happy and they will probably not be hired back. So when starting to clean a room, start at the tallest point. In a bedroom, that would be the ceiling fan or the light fixture. In a bathroom, maybe it's the shower exhaust fan or the light fixtures like you just saw me do. Figure out what you need to clean in the room and start with the highest thing. Time is money, and your currency as a stay-at-home mom is family time. Another one is the difference between clutter cleaning and dirt cleaning. One thing that completely changed how I clean my house is realizing there are actually two different types of cleaning. There's dirt cleaning and then there's clutter cleaning. So dirt cleaning is what we usually think of like when we think wiping counters, vacuuming floors, scrubbing bathrooms, things like that. It's the physical grime. And then clutter cleaning is put things back where they belong, clearing surfaces and resetting the visual space. If you only clean dirt and don't deal with the clutter, your house will still feel messy because clutter is actually what your eyes notice first. A house can technically be clean and still feel chaotic. This is why so many people feel like they're constantly cleaning, but nothing ever looks done. They're wiping surfaces over and over, but not resetting the clutter that's coming back. So now I separate the two. If I'm overwhelmed, I don't start with deep cleaning, I start with the clutter first. I reset surfaces, put things back, and then I clean the dirt. Another habit that completely changed how my house stays under control is resetting landing zones before chaos builds up. Landing zones are those surfaces in your home where everything naturally ends up. The problem is these areas are the first thing your brain sees when you walk into a room, so even if the rest of your house is fine, one messy landing zone can make the entire space feel chaotic. So instead of waiting until it turns into a big pile, I do quick resets throughout the day. I put mail where it belongs instead of stacking it. You will never walk into my house and see a stack of mail. Bills get opened and put in my planner, junk gets tossed, and sensitive information gets put in the basket to be shred. The less you set things down for later, the less chaos you create for your future self. Most clutter doesn't come from big messes, it comes from the things being handled halfway. So by resetting landing zones early, you stop clutter before it spreads. So those are some of the cleaning habits and systems I use that completely changed how I keep my home under control. And honestly, I still have days where things get messy, but I know exactly where to start and how to reset it without feeling overwhelmed. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to subscribe and stick around for more homemaking, cleaning motivation, and real life mom routines with me. Let me know in the comments which one of these tips you're going to try first, or if you already do any of them in your own home. Bye!